Hey y'all, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever this video may find you. I am going to go over the ending of my last live that I posted. I finally listened to it all, and the best part was when everything started to unfold and people started to wake up to what was going on. So that will be coming, but for right now, I am going to go over the post that Crystal put up with her and Lisa's text messages. I just got some stuff to say, so let's start.
Me, right? But I have message after message after message of her saying to go on, tell you guys that I am going to rehab, which was the plan. It was the plan, all right? And ask for things I need to get money. And me saying, no. Like I told you from the beginning, no, I'm not telling them. I don't, want to ask for money because I didn't want this right here.
So my thing is, Lisa, is if it was the plan, right, then why weren't you doing anything to push through? You weren't, your ID, the social security number, all of the things, you did nothing. So even if it was Crystal's plan, I don't think it was yours. I don't think you had no intentions going. That's why you didn't want to put it on the internet. Why? I don't know. You used this excuse so many times. To have somebody kind of back up your story would have maybe looked better. People would have knew anyway, but still. But you didn't want to.
The backlash.
I told you, quit poking the bear. I've tried to leave this alone, let people spin whatever they wanted to spin because I knew my intentions and I knew what happened. I have absolutely had enough, Lisa. You didn't want the internet knowing because you never planned to go. I never wanted the internet knowing because I was convinced that you were trying to do this privacy, even though this has been pure hell.
Okay. You're absolutely right. Lisa never planned on going. But you did want people to know because you told several people. Even after Lisa saying she doesn't want anyone to know, she wanted to keep it, to you guys, you were telling multiple people. Because even if this wasn't a scam, even if you weren't trying to get money, which is weird because you were saying that you needed help, Lisa has that post where you said you're so happy people are going to be sending you money.
I'd rather have nobody in my corner than people like you and people that believe you. And people that believe I was in on your fucking bullshit. You didn't threaten to dox me every day that I wouldn't send you money. You didn't threaten to go real life. Yeah, I'm sure I told you to go online. I told you to go make your money the same way you did before you knew me.
Okay, so you knew about Lisa. This isn't new to you. You have been watching her. You have several accounts that you go on and watch everybody's lives or whatever the fuck you do. It don't even matter. You knew Lisa and her shit. So I don't know if you're just that naive or just plain dumb. But what I do think, I think all of this wasn't for Lisa. I think it was for you. I think you did this to have some type of savior complex. I think you did this so that way you could have been the one to get Lisa to rehab. Why else would you do things so fucking messy, have nothing set in place, fly out to PA to sit at a airport and cry and woe's me? Why would you do that? Because personally, I think you're already in PA and this was just a good opportunity for you to have some type of fucking S on your chest. That's what I think. Why would you think she was going when she couldn't even send an ID? Call a guy for the insurance. That makes no sense.
That means go live. That means go live. It was also going to be my fault if you started prostituting. Get the fuck out of here. I was concerned how much it was going to cost for us to get to California. What'd you tell me? I've run this rehab scam before. They pay well. Yeah, you did.
Hold on a second. Why would she say that to you? Because if she was the one who said she didn't want this online, right? And it seemed like you were pushing it, then why would she be saying that? And maybe she did in a different conversation. Like, yeah, they pay well, whatever. But you were the one that wanted it on live, not Lisa. So why would she come to you and be like, oh, they pay well? That doesn't make sense either. Do you see why people have a hard time believing what you're saying? But keep talking because you will keep telling on yourself.
Wasn't running a scam. I just was worried about all the financial burden being on me. You knew the rehab was paying for your tickets, so stop that shit. Maybe I should see if Kim still has that message.
How was the rehab paying for her ticket when you didn't even have the insurance set up? How? Because you keep saying that, oh, well, all I have to do is put the money on and it's going to be activated on the 1st, which the day you were recording was the 1st, right?
Of you admitting to stealing from me. I wonder if she knows you blamed her. You're mad because I cut off everything on the 1st when you didn't go to rehab and I wouldn't send you $30. You should try the truth for once in your life, Lisa.
I even got a text before she...
The truth. The truth. If you were being so honest and telling the truth, why did you delete all of your accounts? Why couldn't you get back on the live after all this shit was going out? Because a lot of people had questions. But you ran. Why? You're so truthful, such a good person. You're doing this from the kindness of your heart. Why wouldn't you get on and defend yourself? Why wouldn't you say, no, this is what the fuck I'm doing?
Got called out of me saying to her, why the F did you fucking do that? I told you not to do that. I told you not to, tell them. And now you're on there fucking telling them by yourself. So just saying. But I'll give them to somebody to put them up. Yeah, I shouldn't even say it, but because that was the plan, Kathy. But she came with no, and I'm not trying to be mean to her. She seems like a nice lady. She does, right? But she came with no insurance ready to go, no car, no plane tickets. Like, what was I supposed to do? Just go sit in the airport?
You're right, I am a nice lady. And apparently this was only my plan, but your scam. You never planned to go anywhere. I told you 100 million fucking times that I needed your ID. Thought I had paid for it. Yeah, I'm a dumbass, I know. You're right. You never called and gave your social to the insurance company. Rehab plan didn't work because of you. You had 2 things to do.
No, absolutely not. It didn't work because you're sloppy. It didn't work because you were not in it for the right reasons. You didn't have good intentions. This was all for attention. That's my opinion. That's what I think. You just said you couldn't even do X, Y, and Z, but you flew out to PA anyway, supposedly. I don't understand what you don't understand. That doesn't look right. The pieces don't fit together. And now you're on here trying to clear your name, but you keep making yourself look worse. These text messages don't make you look good, period.
And I spent 3 weeks day in and day out getting this ready. You had to send your ID to our rehab girl, and you had to call insurance and give them your social.
You spent 3 weeks doing all this, and she did nothing. Nothing. What would that tell you? In the last text messages that you just showed, you said you didn't have money to pay for your kids' meals. But you spent what? $3,000 you said, or however the fuck much to go fly out there? Really? Lady, I'm confused. Are you just not good with money? Not very smart? Because it's either that or you were doing this for other reasons. It can't be because you knew Lisa was going because you didn't know for sure. And I don't know about you, but if I don't have the money, I'm not flying somewhere. If I'm not 100% sure, also have everything set in place. Insurance, the bed, the methadone clinic, all of it. And you had none of it. You just flew out there on a hope and a prayer.
That was fucking it. But you would rather fucking send me harassing voicemails and text messages and blow up my phone, and I'll just be a wonderful, lovely human being to know. Remember that time we were trying to figure out how
You didn't know? You didn't know this is how she acts? Okay.
much everything was going to cost? And you said, well, the supporters will help. There's a lot of people that say they will only help if I'm going to rehab. I said, cool. They've paid for your habit. Now they can pay for you to get sober. I think that was shitty to say.
Again, why was this conversation being had when Lisa said she didn't want it out? Because to me, you know what this sounds like to me? That you kept pushing her to tell people that she was going. I don't think it was for Lisa. I think it was so that way you can put your name out there and look good. That's my personal opinion. Because if it's not for getting money, then what else would it be?
Tired of you begging me for money and being an asshole. I said, go tell them you're going to rehab and you only have a few days left. You can twist my words, but I will never be as nasty as you are. Funny you say I couldn't keep my eyes open. I recall a bunch of people telling me to go to sleep at the airport, but I was too fucking worked up that I couldn't sleep at an airport.
No, you could not keep your eyes open. Not at the airport when you got home. See, after you got home, you were off. Listen, don't tell me you were tired. Don't tell me you were tired. That wasn't it. Now, everybody keeps saying that you were on something. Personally, I think you were drunk. That's just my personal opinion. You just weren't right. So Lisa's not the only one that's seen that or pointed it out. Everybody thought that.
Serious mental breakdown at the airport and bawled my fucking eyes out. While you didn't care and the internet thinks I'm crying over you, I've been honest.
I don't think you were crying at all. I think everything you were doing was an act. I think it was this good girl, poor me, here I am, super save a hoe act. That's what I think.
Callie, even after you fucking changed the plans. But if I didn't
And this rental car situation doesn't make sense either. I see it says, the cars I had reversed. Okay. Well, you still had a confirmation number. You still booked it. So even if it reversed, they would have figured it out for you. And you need a credit card to book a car. So you could have just whipped that bitch out or called your husband or whatever you had to do to make the payment. So none of this makes sense. But I don't think you wanted a car. Because I think you knew Lisa was not going. Period. I think that everything that kept happening, this and that, and, people trying to get you rides, all of that is because you knew Lisa wasn't going. And you were trying to look like poor me, the lady who was trying to get Lisa to go, who flew out here and used her money, is stuck here crying. Sure.
I tell you I was broke. You thought anything in my bank account belonged to you. You're fucking Remember all those times you get mad somebody only sent $10 and I say that's $10 more than you had before? You love to call people stupid who don't send.
This part I thought was really funny. Villain or anyone is mentioned because a second person she trusted on the rehab account could vouch, I never kept a dime and she isn't misusing the funds. I wanted to teach her responsibility and accountability, but she doesn't want that, and that's okay. My life doesn't change because she chooses to use. Ma'am, you don't even know responsibility or accountability, period. Because you sure in the hell weren't responsible enough to get everything together. You weren't responsible enough to not use your own money and fly out here when nothing was done. And accountability, all you're doing is deflecting. I was the good person. I was doing this. Lisa, it's because of Lisa. No, it's because of both of you. She scammed you because you were giving her money and you were trying to use her. That's what it is. And here's another person trying to grasp at straws, anybody, trying to get all kinds of people. First of all, ma'am, nobody knows who the fuck you are. So why would anybody vouch for you? But Lisa was smart because let's move this real quick.
Money fast enough. There's a lot of shit I could say, Lisa, and I've asked you.
Right here. Even Lisa knows. Right here. So maybe don't bring in villain. She's even smarter than you are.
To leave me alone. You're mad at me because you said I fucked up your money by saying something online that says you never planned to go. You swore on Jace you'd bought the ID and all that shit. You swore you'd called insurance and gave them your social. I'm trying to do 50 other million things.
She swore that she did this and that, but you knew she didn't. You kept saying at the airport, she needs to do this and she just got to do this.
My ticket's already bought, so I just fucking come. And at minimum, we could just talk and figure something.
Okay, here's another thing. I didn't have a ticket because I told you I don't know if I'm going home or to Cali. How dumb would I look now had I got the ticket out here? Ma'am, you kept telling everybody that you were flying with Lisa to Cali because you didn't want her to fly by herself. You said that over and over again. So what do you mean you didn't know? You even had medical supply just in case, Lisa's blood pressure went up or whatever the fuck you said.
Out, but you don't want help. You want somebody to abuse. And you took my kindness for granted. and then intentionally let the internet think I'm part of your bullshit. I didn't keep a dime of yours and I didn't make any money, and you fucking know it. I got a separate bank account so it could be completely transparent. He said, well, if you...
So nobody donated, just to be clear. I had it already. Until we actually went, I wasn't sharing the info. Okay. You had it already, but you were asking people to send money to help pay for Lisa's insurance, right? And even though they didn't send, that doesn't matter. Because maybe this wasn't for money for you. It was a whole different ulterior motive, which makes it still even crazier and even more sick if this is what just for attention. Because look, ma'am, let's just say you're a fucking great person and you are really trying to help Lisa, then you're just this naive, don't know how to set up things, you don't know how to make a plan. Like, I don't want to call you dumb, but this was a dumb decision. And I don't know you like that to know that you make lots of dumb decisions, but this one was.
Need anything out of there, for your time, you can use it. And I said, no, that's for your rehab. The only thing technically would have been used for me is my travel expenses to fucking get you to California because you weigh 86 pounds, as you say, and I was worried about you flying and you swore you was going to rehab. And I wanted to get you there. Manipulation, narcissism, and ability to gaslight is next fucking level. For transparency, I'm not redacting anything in these messages. So Kim, if you don't steal from your boyfriend like Lisa says, I do apologize. I know if I black that out, people will wonder what I'm hiding. So to be clear, that's Lisa's allegation. No proof. I don't have 11 years in recovery. I will have 11 years in recovery in March. So wrong for you to insinuate I couldn't keep my eyes open. That's you, Lisa.
No, that's not wrong. And she's not the only one that said it. It was all of us. We all seen that video. And it's not wrong because we're just saying what we see. That's it.
The one who said you were falling asleep with your pipe in your hand, spilling your stuff because you were that bad on a bed. That is why I flew up there, and I was concerned about you flying over. If you're going to tell it, tell the fucking truth. And if you're going to spread lies on the internet, make sure you know your facts. Because the way I've been treated is out.
Neither one of you are showing all of the text messages, which is sneaky. Because you guys want to show the text messages that make you guys look better. Which all of them do nothing for either one of you. And one thing that I noticed that you kept saying about the insurance is that you set it up and she just had to call and send the social security. Why didn't you get her social security number when you were setting it up, for one? Two, there's a lot of questions, personal questions on the insurance application. So why were you the one to set it up? And could you even set it up? On top of that, how would the insurance even get activated on the 1st when you were telling Lisa that she had to say she made X, Y, and Z amount of money? Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you have to send proof of how much money you make and that you have a job? So what if Lisa got denied? It wouldn't have been activated on the 1st. Lisa could have switched her Medicaid over to Cali. And yes, maybe she wouldn't have gotten to this $1 million rehab, but the point is she gets into a rehab. Do I think it's a smart choice for her to go as far as possible? Yes. But I did something. Right here, open enrollment is November 11th, January 15th. Enroll by December 15th for coverage that starts January 1st. Enroll by January 15th for coverage that starts on February 1st. So you were right about the 1st, but did you just look it up? Before actually doing the application, they ask you a couple of questions to kind of, guide you to insurances that you're qualified for. So I put in how many people lived in the house, their ages, and how much you make, which I put in what Crystal told Lisa to say to the insurance guy for her internet shop. Now, I didn't know the ages of her parents, so I just kind of guesstimated. And once I, hit submit, this pulled up, which guides me to a Medicaid. Now, obviously, she could have just talked to somebody online. She might not have did it online like I did. Could have talked to some people. It could have went differently. But this is what happened when I did it. I could have filled out the application, but I wasn't even trying to do all that. You see? And when things don't start to add up, stories don't sound right, we just go off of what we hear and what we see. And you putting out whatever this is, it did you no favors.
With this girl about starting a nonprofit. It's funny because she had been wanting to do something that I want to do, but because of her job, it's conflict of interest.
Nobody who funds an addict's addiction should have anything to do with helping other addicts get in recovery. Ever. This whole thing was messy. You had nothing put in place. Nothing. I don't care if it was from the bottom of your heart or not. You don't fund her habit. Nobody I know in recovery sends complete strangers on the internet money for their habit. I really think that you need to sit the fuck down and do some self-reflecting. Because having a good heart or not, one of those times you sent her money could have been her last. And everybody, even people that are not professionals or work in a rehab, know that. I don't care if you were doing it just up to she got to rehab. It was wrong. I don't think you should have a nonprofit, period, dealing with any type of addicts. So just like Murray, my final thoughts, I think that this was for you. I don't think it was for Lisa. I don't think you were trying to help Lisa. I think Lisa scammed you because you were giving her money. And she told you what you wanted to hear to keep getting that money. And you wanted some type of attention. Because there's no way somebody is this sloppy. I don't know how you would expect to run a nonprofit when you flew out to PA with no insurance, had none of the methadone things figured out, and didn't even have a bed. You couldn't have had a bed because you didn't have the insurance. So that's it. I just had some things to say about this, and I am going to start working on the next video. So I will see you guys there. Have a good one, guys.